Hello everyone, I hope everybody is still awake here. Our next speaker is from Kirkland Lake Discoveries. Welcome on the stage.
Thank you. My name is Stefan Sklepowicz. I'm the CEO of Kirkland Lake Discoveries. Thanks for coming out today and listening to our story. Just an overview, some of you may have heard of Kirkland Lake. We're in the Abitibi Greenstone Belt in Ontario, Canada. Some of the best rocks in the world and one of the best locations to have a project. Some of the large players in the area, we have Mag Silver, Eldorado Gold, and of course Agnico Eagle. They've been involved in many transactions over the years, but some of the bigger ones have netted $24 billion centered in the Kirkland Lake camp. The rocks that we're targeting are high-grade, intrusive-bladed gold, and polymetallic VMS. Historic drilling at our current target returned 2.6% copper, 2.8% zinc, 17 grams per ton silver, and a gram per ton gold over a 22.5 meter interval. The scale of our project is massive at 40,000 hectares. These type of projects don't exist in a junior exploration company in the Abitibi, and so we have a large-scale land play at the same time. This is the Abitibi Greenstone Belt. What we're focused on is within the Blake River group of rocks, which is the green rocks you see there. Those rocks are historically associated with some very, very big mines in Canada. The Horn Mine is a VMS type of deposit with 6.1 grams per ton, 53 million tons, and 2.2% copper. La Ronde is another similar deposit style, but it's intrusion influenced. And so it is also a VMS, but it's been influenced by the intrusion closely related to it. Upper Beaver is on the Ontario side, and that's this deposit here. It has 3.7 grams per ton with 23.2 million tons and 0.24% copper kicker. What you'll notice is that there's this line through here. That is the Ontario-Quebec border. You'll see that the mapping is a lot more detailed on this side of the border at 1 to 50,000 as compared to on the Ontario side, which has been done at a 1 to 250,000. These rocks do not stop because of that man-made border that was put there. They continue across. There's just been less money spent, less exploration done on that side. And so we see this as an opportunity and why we've accumulated the majority of this ground. So we have 53 kilometers of strike, and our property is split into two pieces, the KL West and KL East. To the south of us, we have Agnico Eagle holding a large land package. They have two mines that are in production or moving towards production. Macassa, which is a high-grade gold mine. It's been in production for about 25 years. They have had a 5-year mine life during that time, and they keep finding more gold the deeper that they go. On the other side is the Upper Beaver. Upper Beaver is an intrusion-related deposit, copper, gold in nature, and it is less than 2 kilometers from our border. It's being put into production. By 2027, they'll be pulling ore out of the ground. By 2030, they'll be in full production. To the north, we have Stellar Gold, Eldorado Gold between us, and Pan American Silver now owns what was bought out from Mag Silver. This is our property outlined in black. You'll see that there's quite a few magnetic anomalies as well as past producing mines, shafts, gold showings, high-grade gold, all the way up to 561 grams per ton over a half meter. The Winnie Lake showing, which we talked about earlier, is here on the west side, and that's our current area of focus. If we zoom in just a little bit, this is that west side. This is where the drilling has been previously, or for the most part, where we have high-grade gold, including 155 or 0.75, 1.22 over 74 meters. So lots of high-grade orogenic style gold. When we were exploring this, it was at the bottom of the market. No one really seemed to care when we were putting out those drill results, and so we've pivoted and done a large soil sampling program over the entire western portion of our property. What that returned was some very interesting results. Around this pluton, we ended up getting multiple pathfinder minerals, so things that are pointing towards mineralization styles, in gold, VMS, and intrusion-related mineralization. It clustered around these edges of this pluton, which led us to explore further and see what else is there. What came back were these magnetic highs surrounding the pluton that coincide exactly with those soil anomalies. The reason why this is important is that magnetite is often closely associated with the mineralization that's found both at Upper Beaver and with other intrusive related systems. And so with elevated magnetite, we would get this type of signature where you have a magnetic high with a halo of a magnetic low, or a shadow of a magnetic low. And so we ended up optioning this property here to the south and brought it into our fold, and so that we've been working on that this year. What we found were some very interesting results. We had over 1,000 grams per ton bismuth, elevated tellurium, which the person who was speaking before me was talking about. This is a very important mineral. I'm not looking to mine tellurium, I'm looking to use it as a pathfinder element for that gold. And a lot of time they're associated with these big systems, especially in intrusion-based systems. So having elevated tellurium, elevated bismuth, elevated molybdenum are very positive for this story. We also saw in some grab samples from surface, 5.7% copper, 5.3% zinc, with gold and silver in the materialization as well. Within the intrusion, we had altered cyanite outcrops with quartz veining, which also ran elevated bismuth and tellurium. That's this channel sample here, so we had 35 grams per ton over 17 meters. And then additional channel sampling away from the Winnie shaft where there's known mineralization. 115 meters away, we saw up to 3% copper. So the reason why this is important is that we have known mineralization down here. This pluton, the perimeter of it, is 17 kilometers, which hasn't been tested except for us, which we tested it right here this past summer. So we ended up putting in 10 holes in total, 8 of which were down here, 2 of which were up here. The point being to test the mineralization style to see if it is intrusion-related mineralization. Previously in the past, it was explored as if it was a VMS, and we set out the hypothesis that this is actually different. So these are the holes. The previous drilling was just to the east here. All the drilling previously had been in this direction, away from the pluton. We looked at it, saw the opportunity, and said we need to go towards the pluton. This is where that mineralization is coming from. So our first hole encountered massive sulfides with a semi-massive shoulder, and then disseminated sulfides associated with it as well. So very large pathways of fluid came through these rocks, brought mineralization with them, which indicates that it's coming from the intrusion. So this positive news led us to a financing which we're currently undergoing with a very large interest because of this intrusion-related mineralization style around the entire pluton. These are hard to see, but I do have some of these rocks at my booth if you want to come by and see them in detail. But the gold that's sticking out here is chalcopyrite, which is a copper mineralization. And we also have, I can't even tell on these rocks, this one here. So this band here is pure sphalerite, and then a chalcopyrite on the other side. What you see here is quartz carbonate veins, which have also influenced and brought the fluids and that mineralization in with it. So again, one of the reasons that a lot of people are getting excited is that these rocks look exactly the same as Upper Beaver. We also have 17 kilometers around that have the same signatures at surface with geochemistry and geophysics. That's what we're excited about. Some of the other things that we're doing, we use Gold Spot Discoveries, which is a department of ALS. They do machine learning. And what they've done is they've taken the entirety of EM data that covers the property, which is over 7,000 line kilometers, and have been able to pull out anomalies, which look like peaks on the line data, and then match it to all the other data. And they've come up with over 50 targets that align with our soil geochemistry and magnetics. So we have a pipeline of exploration targets that go along with this. Those assays for those holes are still pending. We've been forced to hold them at the lab while we do our financing. Those results will be coming out probably the week after we close the financing. Coming up, we are also flying a helicopter MT survey. That survey is basically to map that contact of the intrusion down to 2 kilometers, because a lot of times these type of deposits get richer as they go deeper. So the fact that we're encountering this mineralization at surface is very exciting. Something else that we do a little bit differently with our company is I'm a huge believer in transparency. And so we have a video series called KLDC Treasure Hunters, and we release this every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on what's going on, and basically take people along for the ride so that they can experience the thrill of the hunt along with us. And so that's on YouTube at kirklandlakediscoveries.com or youtube.com at kirklandlakediscoveries. And the whole idea is we strap GoPros to the geologists. They go in the bush, you can see exactly what we're seeing as we're seeing it. And we show that to everybody, so there's no secrets, there's no hidden, you know exactly what's going on and what we're up to. My board of directors is led by some gifted geologist, Denis Laviolette, who worked with Newfound Gold, Gold Spot Discoveries, Earth Labs is our chairman. He brings years of experience and a wealth of connections to help out in these situations. Same with Gary Nassif, Christina McCarthy, and Vincent Dubé-Bourgeois. They've all had great success within the industry and had multiple sales of very successful companies. My team consists of 2 senior geologists, Mike Kilbourne and Drake Hayden. Mike is a 50-year veteran within the space. He's logged over 200,000 meters of core within the Abitibi. And Drake Hayden is my young gun. He's the guy that will take all that information, put it in digital form so that we can actually utilize it. Our current capital structure, we have 114 million shares out. Our market cap is actually closer to 30 cents, so about 37 million market cap. A lot of warrants have come into the money, and so we're actually closer to about 8 million warrants now, and sitting at just over $1 million in cash with the work that we've done over the last 4 weeks. Eric Sprott is one of our larger shareholders, as well as Rob McEwen, and then we have Earth Labs and Newfound Gold taking out a big chunk. So insiders own about 50% of this company. Myself with a measly 2% because I've had to buy it all on the open market. So happy to answer any questions that you guys might have. I'm at the booth in the corner over there. I'll be here all day tomorrow too. Thank you.